everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to day 2 of Mass Make March. So we are making tags today. For more information on this open collaboration that I'm hosting for March, please click the description box below. You can download these prompts and you can play along with me. Just remember to share on social media with Mass Make March 2023 so that we can see what you're making. So I have pulled a bunch of different things for today. I have these papers that I find aren't very useful from like books and stuff that I just grabbed because I needed some larger pieces of paper to use as basis for tags. And I have all sorts of stuff. So I'm just going to get started and get going on this and think a little later. I also have some fabric here that I want to use up. I'm trying to incorporate using fabric in this challenge because I just have a ton of fabric. This is a children's jumper from my daughter from when she was little, and I want to definitely make use of some of the fabric here, and it also has these cute buttons, so I definitely am going to cut this button band off and make use of the buttons. That will also get rid of this ruffliness, and the fabric will just lay flat at that point, which will make it a lot easier to use on a tag. Okay, go all the way around here. There we go. So take off that button band, and then we have this long swath of fabric, which will be perfect for making a couple of tags with, and I'll use the rest for something different, I'm sure. So to get me started, let's get this out of the way for a moment. Move these out of the way. And I figured I would do the fabricy tags first, just because I was looking at my fabric and going, oh, I need to tackle some of this today. So we'll just tear up this seam line here. All right. Now, I'm just going to sort of tear. I think I'll do 3 tags. So we'll tear 3 strips of fabric in the rough width of a tag that we want to make. And then this can go back into my stash of things. And then I'm going to use a book page to make these basic shapes. So what I do is, I just have to grab my glue stick, which has been put away for some reason. There we go. So I'm going to just glue 2 of these pages together. One. And this is a really nice cottony kind of old book page. That's why I'm choosing it. When I was doing the 52 Tags Challenge by Anne Brooke in 2021, I think that was 2021. That's what I used as my base page for like all my tags, and they just turned out really nicely. So I'm just going to follow the natural sort of line, of this. That one's going to be a little shorter because we had a tear that we didn't want, but that's okay. One. And you're not going to see this text, so it doesn't matter how you tear it. I just kind of use it as a guide. There we go. So now, very simple, we just go ahead and turn these into a tag shape by cutting the corners off. Probably the most popular way to make a tag that I see people do is this. They just use a corner. I remember in my early days of like starting to get into paper, I bought like a tab one of those We Are Memory Keepers, like tag punches. I have not used it. I have no idea. Like, it's in a drawer. It's another one of those things that if I could go back, I would not have purchased probably, because I don't really need it. Although sometimes it is nice to have it if you're doing, there's like different kinds of like dimensional paper crafting that you can do that like does call for such a thing. So let's see, is this big enough for here? Did I make it wide enough? I would say yeah, it's just wide enough. Okay. So then I'm just going to sort of liberally cover this in glue. Let's start up here. And then you just kind of spread the fabric out as you go. And it does stick. It just takes like a moment. There we go. Okay, that's one. And I will stitch these and back them as soon as we get them covered here. Let's start with the big one first and see if, does this cover it? Mm-hmm. So I think tags are one of my most favorite things to create. I just think that they're a really nice like base for a piece of artwork, and I feel like every little tag that you make is a piece of artwork. If you hear hysterical giggling from upstairs, that would be my children playing with the dog. It is another cold day today, so mostly we are home. Probably going to venture out at some point and do something though. Okay. All my stuff is sliding slowly over here. I kind of grabbed a bunch of things. Like I don't know if you do this, but I do, where I keep things that are in sort of a certain shape for certain kinds of ephemera. And like anything that has kind of a tall profile, I keep that hanging around to make tags with. And so I definitely found a few things. I just kind of looked quickly. I didn't want to take too much time in my stash this morning. Okay, so now we have these three, and I wouldn't normally take a stitching break, but I have to because while the glue is a little tacky, it's the best time to go ahead and stitch it. That way you won't like lose the nice shape of the flattened fabric. So I'll be right back. Alright, so once they're stitched around, you'll notice I haven't backed them, and there's a reason for that. In the event that I do want to stitch anything else to them, I can go ahead and do the backing at the very end. And I do sometimes decide that I want to stitch like another little piece of fabric on top or whatever. It's also much easier to back them once you've already done all of this trimming. Then you're not guessing how to like properly, you know, get in there and do your close trimming. Now this scrap will go into a little bin I keep beside my sewing machine, and I will use it for things on the top of other tags and things. So I went ahead and I did the other two. So now we have these three bases here. So what I think I want to do first, I have a few of my little creatures here that I've been making, and I think I really like this one. Is she a little tall still? She is, but I probably could just trim her down. I don't really think that would bother me too much if I kept this here and I just trimmed her down a bit. Now, is this one taller a little bit? A little bit taller, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think I'll use her on there. I'm not going to use that one on there. I'm going to use one of these bunnies, I think, and I've got these extra elements. So I'm just going to fussy cut out this bunny, This is from my Woodsy Creatures collection on Etsy. I have been having a ball with these. I just think they're so much fun to play with. So we'll just cut the bunny out first, and then we'll go back for the other elements. Okay. So there's the bunny. And then I need to cut these out so I can play with them. Okay. Two. And then this flower. Okay. And then we have a couple more little stemmy bits here that I want to cut out. Okay. Now, what I'm going to use to glue these down is actually 3-in-1 glue. Fabrifix, whatever it's called near you. It's a beacon adhesive glue. And I'm only going to go to almost the bottom of her feet because I know that I can't fit the whole thing there, so that's okay. Let's put her here. And then we'll just trim the feet, not a big deal. And then this one, move that around. So we'll start just by gluing him down. Move this one out of the way here. Okay. Then we'll come in with a few of these. So I use the fabric tack for those as well, just because it will likely come into contact with the fabric as well. This one here. And this one I'm going to have just kind of coming up here. Create like a little garden around her paws that we had to cut. Poor dear. It's okay. Okay, and another little sprig there. Now, I need to come in with a bit of Distress ink on the edges of these, just to get the white space calmed down a little. Whoops, that one's not quite stuck down. Fabri-Tac does take a little longer than art glitter glue, so I'm impatient here. Ink these without moving them around. Okay, that's better. Now everything's more blended in. Okay, so those are cute. Then I think I will grab maybe a word snippet or two. Let's see if we can find something fun here. That's not a word snippet. Remembered her dream. Early in the morning, remembered her dream. Such happiness. That's cute. Alright, let's put that on this one. And I need something to glue it on to. And I'm thinking like a little scrap of this Cartabella dots paper that I will just tear. Paper core will get inked up here. I'm going to say early in the morning will go first. And this is a nice thing to do when you're just kind of sitting around or you're in the car, to just cut word snips out of books. I do it relatively often. I actually haven't done it for a long time, but I keep a big, well, not big, but like I keep a wooden box about this big stocked up as much as I can with these to be able to kind of rummage through so that I can create like messages and emotion and verses and stuff for my work. So let's just plunk that on there. I think that's cute. And then I will back these, but I'll do that part off camera because it's more fun to just like make in this video rather than do the backings. Okay, so there's those two. So I'll put those in a pile of needing to be backed over here. Then I'll have to think about what I want to put on this one, but let's move on to something different that's not as time consuming maybe. So I'm just going to get some paper here that I can, is this wide enough for this? No, I need something bigger. So if you saw yesterday's video, you saw that I do have a technique that I like to just layer a bunch of things, and then I can come back and you know, basically like glue it all down, and then I can come back and I can embellish and have fun with it as one kind of work surface. So I'll have multiple pieces glued on the backing here. This is from like a newspaper from 1900 or something, like 1901, I can't remember. And this one's old too. This is like, okay, I don't even know. Early 1900s. This is really big. I think I don't want to use the whole thing. I just want Got that. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to like trim it into a tag after I've done some embellishing work or figured out what I want to do, if I want to embellish them further. Does that fit up there? No. Over here. Okay. Those two. And then I had, so this was like from an old scrapbook. And I thought I would keep this because it was just so nice. It's thick already. So I want to cut it into, I think, like 2 halves, 2 tags. One. My son has his recorder. Ugh, the demon's flute. If you went through the recorder stage with your kids, let me know. Let me know how you handled it. You see, I brought this on myself because my son just turned 3. He's nowhere near the age where children play recorder, but like I have this habit of going, oh, this would be enriching when I'm doing things, and so I like pick things up like recorders, and oh, I forget how annoying they are, and away we go on a new mission to torture Mom, self-imposed, but he likes it, and that's what matters. I guess. This is from an art book. Again, one of those images that I just keep because it feels like it needs to be a tag. So we'll put that on here. I think that is the limits of what I'm going to be able to do on this one. Move all this over here. Shove, shove, shove. Okay, so then we need to back these as well. And I'm going to do that just now because I have this piece of paper right here. Convenient for these. And it's just a piece of sketchbook paper. There is a chance, because this is such strong writing, that you'll see it right through this paper maybe, I don't know. But it honestly does not bother me. I think that the writing is so charming, and like the images and the things from old scrapbooks, it doesn't bother me if you can still see it. It's almost like having a way to put like a like a lightness filter on something so that it's able to be written on, you know, like and that's kind of cool. And this paper has been like, I don't know, treated in some way to make it like really glossy and soft. So just cut these out. And I know these are like not, you know, super designerly complex tags, but like these are paintings, and they were like an actual like scrapbook from 1910, and I just think that like that's a treasure on its own for its vintageness, and there's not a whole lot that I really need to add to it. So I will stitch around it because I want to adhere all those papers together. That will go into the stitch pile, and so will that. And then this, what do we want to do here? So I think this one first, I want to add a bit of gold, to kind of frame it in. I'm not going to go right to the edge because I know I'm cutting the edge off, so I'm just going to create kind of a hue up here. like a bit of a rainbow. And then go down the side a little, just using up the rest of the wax a bit. That's nice. And I feel like if we could find a nice verse for this, it would be nice. And I'm looking at this book called the Heritage Book. I have a bunch of these, and they have like different sayings and things in them. Some of it's religious, which I'm not looking for. Laugh to the life in every wandering root, laugh to the tingling cells of bud and shoot. That's fun. That's nature-y. Okay, so we will grab that little bit of word snippet. And then I need a scrap to put it on. Here's some. That's a little too small. Here's a bigger piece right here. That's what I need. Yeah, there, okay. Like so. That's good. And then I'll further, once I cut it out and I make it into a tag, I'm going to further add things to the top, like a tag topper of some kind. So then over here we have this old bunny image. And I think I want to try to add a few like snippet type things to it. So let's grab my snippets here, set them right over here. Maybe golden hour could be fun on here. Golden hour and no. I actually have way too many things in this snippet jar basket right now. It's just a little excessive. Maybe. Because I need a few like layers, I think. Sometimes you just really got to search out that right kind of stuff that you need. Oh, here we go. Here's a nice botanical. That and that. And then maybe let's glue these down. I need to make sure with this golden hour that I don't lose it because of the cutting the top of the tag. So I just moved it down a little bit. Okay, that there to cover up that other bunny because he's already sort of cut off. Get rid of this. I need to get these book strings out of here. They're getting stuck to me. There we go. Then I think if I had a sticker of a flower or something like that for the bottom. Like there's already some purpley flowers there. And I'd like to maybe add another level to that. It's a little bit similar. Even a gold could be kind of nice. Let's see. No, nope, nope, nope. Not gonna work. This though, would that work? Yeah, it will. Like I will color it with ink so that it's not so white. I actually have a bit of an idea for this one maybe. We're just going to leave it like this painfully for now. I'm just going to ink this a little bit. We're going to color this a little after. I promise it's not going to stay looking like that. It's this. Maybe like that. And then at last the plant flowered. Let's just experiment with this here. Okay. All right, that's that. Now I need, move these snippets out of the way. Oops, there we go. I need like I need 5 different desks all around me to hold everything that I want to work with all the time. All right. Let's just cut these out and then bring them to kind of the next level here. I definitely feel like I'm taking longer making tags. I think I tend to get carried away with embellishing tags, but like I said, it's like, you know, it's another kind of art that I just think it's like, I have to straighten this out. I just think it's like a really good vehicle to create a little piece of art, and that's what I try to do. So, okay, we're going to come back to this one. That one requires stitching, and I have some great embellishment, I think, for that one. Some of this gold at the top here to be on the tab. Yeah, that'll be nice. So that'll go in the stitching pile, which I haven't started one yet. Or no, I have. It's over here. Okay. But, let me, oh no, that's the backing pile. That's already... Yeah, this is the stitching pile. Okay, let's put those over there. Good. Here we go. So happy I'm using these lovely old advertising and stuff. It's so fun. And we'll definitely put something on the top of that. I'm thinking maybe some of this burlap, like a nice wide piece of it. That would be cute, and potentially also a piece of fabric from my snippety bin over there that I have. So yeah, I'll put this with this and we'll come back to it. Now, this one, I want to get my grunge box, which is over here, and somehow I've been throwing scraps into it. Okay, this here. Then I need to get some paint. One minute. This is an acrylic ink. Okay, and it is Mint 153 Marabou Art Spray, Mixed Media Art Spray, and my faithful coffee here. And I need a bit of paper to cover what we don't want to get too sprayed up. So that would be the face of the bunny, and this, so we don't want to lose all of this, and we don't want golden hour to get too sprayed. Maybe a little randomly can get sprayed, but the rest of it I want it to get sprayed. So the first thing I will do is throw a little coffee on there just to wet the surface, and then I'll put the art spray on. Oh, this is the one that has the jammed the jammed up top, so I have to just daub it because it's got a clog in the spout, but that's okay. Okay, so now that that's all on there, it's doing what I want it to do, and I'm going to hit it with the heat gun. I'll show you for a moment what is going to happen. So it's just going to kind of blow it all around. So let me complete this off camera and I'll come back. Okay, so that has dried. Then what I would like to also do, we'll take the grunge box out of the way and come back over here, put the coffee away, and I need to find my ink dauber. There it is. Just to sort of put a few things away while we're here. There we go. So then I'll come in with the vintage photo and just give this a further inking on this sticker, which I need to glue that stem down. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so now we've grunged up that sticker quite well, that I think it doesn't stand out like it would have. So that's kind of fun. All right, so we'll put that in the stitching pile. Now I'm going to move on to doing something different because we have taken quite a bit of time. So I also grabbed these because they're a really fun base to make a tag from. I'll probably do 3 of them. I grabbed 5 with high hopes in mind. So my kind of rule of thumb with these is like to keep the tab on, but like turn it into a tag, because they just make a really fun shaped tag. Then now the A, it'll be a little more tricky. Let's do it. I guess we could put the A at the bottom. And we'll do it this way, because I'm always thinking about, well, if the tag, okay, yeah, no, let's do it this way. I just have to remember that this tag probably should go into a pocket that comes from the left side. I'm sorry, the right side. Just going to say I'm always thinking from the left side. Apparently I am, because I just said that, so. And then I'm going to use my handful method with my scraps on this, and I think for a couple of these I want to use my little creatures, and then I also grabbed this little book on Impressionism. Maybe we'll find a nice focal point from this book of Impressionism. I'm going to tear this out for backing paper. And then we have all these pages that are just kind of not useful. So I'm going to actually see if I can tear them right out. There we go. That's how you thin out your books. You don't have 8 million things that you're not going to use. So let's see. It's a neat image. We have Vincent, of course. Could be a nice Olive Gauguin's bums. Well, she might be kind of fun. Do this little trek. Let's do a little trek. Look at this one. All right. Now we'll cut this out. And this needs to get a little thinner. And a little shorter. Okay. Perfect. Oops. I just glued my finger. Yucky. There we go. I hear this humming sound. It's driving me kooky. Hopefully you don't hear it. I think it's my son vacuuming with the dust buster, which he loves doing. It's like this big deal to him. May he always feel that way and spend the rest of his life vacuuming so I don't have to. That's the hope, right? Alright, we'll cut this kitty cat here. One thing I think that's going to happen with this this mass make challenge is I'm going to know how much I made the day prior and feel like I need to beat my record, but like the projects are all going to be so different and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to compare these things. Also, I thought of a bunch more things that I could add. Like I was kind of wishing there were 40 days in the month because I thought of a bunch more fun things we could do. It's always the way. Alright, I need to grab some scraps though. Handful method again. And one of the scraps I'm going to use on this is actually some of this dyed book page that I just created when I was making that tag with the bunnies. It's like really pretty. And it goes perfectly with the green that the cat's wearing. So stick that down. Maybe a bit of this. This is some leftover paper from the document holders that I was making as part of Roxy's weekly challenge. So that is a good little scrap. I have too much glue. Okay. Straighten that out. Alright, I'm good to put that down now, I think. And then the leafy bit here. This goes here, and then I will add some kind of a, there maybe? Yeah. I'll add some kind of a topper to this, like some kind of green fabric or something. I'll probably put it in when I go to my bin. So again, I just like to ink before I stitch. Yeah, it's definitely my son vacuuming because I can hear him cheering. Okay, stitch pile. Now this one, you tell I'm trying to hustle, we're getting close. Okay, I'm gonna need these elements here. Let's cover this ink up. I tried to, when I was designing these, make these elements easy to cut out. So they'd just be like little quick afterthought kind of things that you would have to add to your work. All right. This one I will grab a little bit of music paper, which is very Canadian. Look at me, I'm Canadian, joined to a Canadian, here I stand. Look at me, I'm a Canadian, joined to all Canadians across the land. I'm not ashamed to say out loud that being a Canadian makes me proud. I'm not ashamed to let you see that I am a Canadian. Look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm Canadian. Joined to a Canadian, here I stand. Look at me, I'm a Canadian. Somebody left me a comment that said, hey, can you try to make this challenge kind of like a little more Canadian? And I thought I could try. So there you go. I did put forth a little bit of effort so far. I feel like I need to be, you know, making some, maybe we'll have some maple syrup tomorrow and I'll craft with moose images, and that would actually be fun. I had this idea like a while ago of doing kind of a Canadian challenge, like because there are so many Canadian junk journalers, and I was thinking of the Thrifty Connects people, and that like I was going to do like Canuary, but then Junk Journal January, of course, is huge. So I just backed off on that one because I was like, yeah, no, we don't. I don't think we need another thing. I'm happy to take part in what's already happening. So we kiboshed that idea. But I decided I have no idea what other people are planning for March, but I'm just gonna step into the ring, put in my hat, and make. And also this is kind of like, it fits my agenda to try to like get things done and like ready for journals. I really need a bit of get things done, use things up. Okay, that's good. Then I need something at the bottom there, maybe a word or two, snippet. Let's see if I have one. I've got to get these Tim Holtz words out of my word bucket. I put them in there and I shouldn't have them in there. They're in the way. They need a new place to live, and I think right there will work. Okay. The bedroom clock struck 8. Fairy tree. I fell into a deep sleep, nothing but darkness beyond. None of those fit. Although I use that, that's cute. That was just in my word snippets. Let's put that there. Two squirrels. He's not a squirrel though, he's a bunny. Raining cats and dogs. Sophisticated love affair. Wow, where did that come from? Why don't we use chapter 14? Just like a general, you know, fun, eclectic label. I think that's kind of cute. I like to do that from time to time. And maybe we'll put it this way instead of up and down. Yeah, that's kind of fun. All right, let's just throw those in there again. All right, this will go to the stitching pile. Now this one, we need a bit of snippety goodness, I think, from over here. Maybe a floral, maybe, no. This is the most challenging part sometimes, is finding the right snippet pieces to go with something. Also, my snippet bin is way too full, and I'm always scared I'm gonna like knock everything out of it. So that's another challenge. Maybe that goes better there, actually. I like that there. Oh, that's nice. Hold on. Here's a little, this is like a little, he maketh me to lie down in green pastures. This is from an old, I believe these are from funerals, honestly. And it was from an old scrapbook. Okay, let's just glue all these down. I think that's fun. And then we'll ink it up. And then it's already going to be stitching time. I can't believe it. I had so many more tag materials pulled out and like in my plan, but I think this has taught me something, that I get carried away with making tags. I get taken away to another place in time. I don't get them done. That's okay though. Although if my glue would cooperate, that would be nice. Okay. All right. Hold on. I think that back paper, yeah, that wants to come off. That's why it wasn't sticking down. Thinking, what kind of paper that you're defeating? Ooh, art glitter glue. That's a big blob of glue. Let's just smooth that out before we stick it back down, or it will bleed everywhere. All right, stitching pile. Now, it is that time already. Oh, we have a volcano, a glue volcano. I will now go stitch all this stuff that we did, and then I'll come back and show you everything we made. All right, everything is stitched, and I made a total of 10 tags. So not too shabby. They were 10 tags we didn't have before, right? Okay, so first, this one, early in the morning, remembered her dream, such happiness, that fabric tag, and then our bunny tag, and then the vintage advertising elegant stay up top, and then I added at last the plant flowered, and added some fun ribbon and lace to the top of that, some not ribbon but burlap and lace. And then this one I added the gold webbing to, laughed the life in every wandering root, laughed the tingling cells of bud and shoot. And then I added to these some scraps to the top, And then there's our golden hour vintage bunny tag with all the inking. I added these scraps up top. And then our little tab ones. So from the Toulouse-Lautrec, that painting, added some scraps, stitched it. This one added some scraplet bits, and see how fun and effective having those little scrappily kind of bits hanging around at the sewing machine is. These are the tiniest little pieces of fabric, but like what a nice little color combo. I think it made the whole thing kind of pop. And now as I look at it though, I see that I forgot to add ink, and that's going to drive me cuckoo bananas. So let's just ink. Okay, there we go. There we go, we're good. Then the cat, same thing, added some threads and some scraps. So that's our 10 tags for this challenge. And I thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you tomorrow for Mass Make March.